G'day all, it's Stalky here, me again, and right, we're gonna do a little. Got a couple of things here to show you if you are interested in checking your speed on your motor or your slot car, or to see if there's any improvements. Now, there's a couple of things here over the years I've collected, and I just wanted to show you a couple of things I've done here, and we'll start off with the cheapest, and then I'll show you what's inside it. Like this thing I built a couple of years ago. It's pretty big and awkward, and I think I can do better, but I just never got around to it. So anyway, we'll start off with the first thing. Now I'm back. Now this little device, it runs off a light system, and it checks you can see the light there. So what that does is, if you've got it on your wheel, maybe a slot car, or you make up a fake wheel, and you put a little this reflector tape, what comes in the little bag, little reflector tape, and that shows up the RPM on the. So if I do that, you can see how it's working. So if you put that little bit of reflecting tape on a wheel or something you want to turn, mount it to your motor on your slot car or on your back wheels, anything like that. That's and you can recall it and see what it tells you that. You can pick these up pretty cheap on eBay or Wish, or all the other places, So that's number one, if you want to do that, and that's pretty accurate. So the next one is I'll just put next one I'll show you. All right, so the next one I'm going to show you, right? So the best thing to do the RPM on cars, right, is get a first reading first, write it down, say 6,000 RPM, and then do what you need to do, and then write down what you achieved, if it freed it up or not. I'll tell you in the next one I showed you after this is a type of a run-in stand I've made 2-3 years ago, and I will tell you the difference. So anyway, so you got to make sure you got to make sure that is set to what you need. Exactly, write that down, the voltage going in, and so you can do your test exactly what it should be. So this is a tachometer. You push down, it lights up. If I put the light on, probably not so good, is it? No. So you can turn it and it'll show you RPM. So I'll turn that off because it looks better. You can see the tacho. So anyway, we'll put this car on. Alright, on a little running machine. Then you put this in the wheel and hold your finger down, and it'll read how many RPM it's doing. So it shows you the RPM. So if you don't hold it in too hard, you just get it roughly. So you're looking around about 7,200. So 7,200. As long as you got a reference point from start, and then when you do your distance, right? So I'll show you the next one. So this is the like an up. This is actually a car tacker, would you believe? And it's got and underneath here is actually a speedway chassis underneath here, and I've just turned the Slotcar upside down and bolted it that way. If you can see, it's a bit rough, but it does the job. So the idea of it, so you can see the revs. So we'll put the car on there, and then we'll see what it's doing. 6,000. So 6,800. Now, the previous video we showed you it was doing different. The reason why there's a bit of a discrepancy because of the diameter of the wheels I got down here to protrude through. So, like I said, always don't take it as gospel, the difference between this and that. You've got to have a starting point and then see if it improved. Don't say it does this and then you put it on another machine and it says something different. So that's just a guide. It's just a guide to see if you improve your RPM. So I bought a little taco and only goes up to 10,000. So anything above 10,000, it's no good for good for wompies, but no good for anything above that. Good for Revo slots, low revving motors, 21,000, 25,000 be fine, I think, but anything above that, no. So, so I built this thing. You can probably build this for about $60 if you wanted to. So, you got to look it up on thing. But I can pause it and show you what it looks like underneath. So this is what's underneath. I put an old Slotcar speedway car there. Now the sensor goes here, and then I put a magnet on a crown gear that fits on there, and then the magnet just turns around and does that. So it causes a Hall's effect, they call that. So you can adjust it. Fits in the chassis perfect, and I just bolted it to it. So that's how pretty simple it looks, That's how easy it is to make one. You can pick this thing up. I think it cost me about $50 on Wish, I think. And it took about a month to get here by the time everything was done. So you can make your own RPM machine up, as long as it's a below 10,000 RPM. I mean, this was $40. I think you can pick one of these up for between $25. So they're the things you can have, right? Then you can have your expensive one. So we'll tap into that, and I've shown you these before, the engine analyzer and all that, but I might as well show you again. All right, so I'm back with this little device, and this cost me a lot of money, $250, but it's actually a great little tool. So it's designed for the Tamiya four-wheel drive truck, little things they race in track. So and what goes in here is your motor, and there's you've got to put a little Hall sensor on there, and see their contacts, but they have got a different motor than the Tamiya motor's a little bit different. So the contacts they put batteries in there, and they can give you a reading of the reading of the volts and the amps, what I use, because they only use batteries in their little cars that run around. So it tells them exactly what it's drawing, and it tells you the RPM in there, but it also tells you the magnet strength. So if I get a motor, I'll show you the magnet strength. Alright, so back. Yeah, it's got a built-in battery as well, so you can charge it up by USB down there, so USB. So the toggle, I think that's designed for switching. I haven't really tested it. I wasn't. So the idea, you put the motor in there, and it's the magnet, south and north. Shows you exactly, you know, the strength of the motor. So, yeah, I haven't, you needed to do it without the pinion, and you put this little thing on, like a little reflective tape, like the other thing, or it's actually a magnet, little magnet, and it spins around in there, and there's a Hall's effect. But there's another thing you can do. There's a little wheel on here, so you can spin that, and if you have a look, I do the RPM, so down there, 2369. That will tell you the speed of the, I wonder if that changes. No. You can check the speed, out of focus. Yeah, you can check the speed of your car, different, and it all depends what size diameter tyre you got on too, because you can make a hell of a difference by just changing tyre, and the top end speed be totally different. So it all depends on the track you race on for slot cars. If you can change the diameter of the tyre, you know, a flat track doesn't need top end. So if it's a bank track and it's a long straight, yeah, you put bigger tyres on. And then if it's a small track, you just put shorter tyres, make sure it's legal to the thing. So anyway, that's that thing. That's like $250, but it is a handy tool to have. Anyway, very compact, very simple to put in your box. Anyway, I'll go on to the last thing, which is I like. Anyway, now the last thing, now this is my gizmo, more elaborate to the ones I sell, but this is the prototype of the current one with the new thing here, and that switch is a different toggle switch. It powers that on, and then that powers that on, so it switches. So this is a bit more fancy voltage regulator and pulsate. It's got pulsating thing, and I'll show you how it pulsates. Like I've got it on 29% power, and it pulsates twice. You can hear it twice. And if you can see how the power's going down. So you bring the power up, and it gets stronger. And then so I just put it on one, and you can hear it. And you can put it up a couple of times. So put it on 100%. You put it on 100% and it will surely normal. Right, so what we're going to do here is we got a, and I've showed it on previous videos, there's an app on the phone. It's called MP3. Let's just get it on the phone. Alright, so if the thing wants to start, if the thing wants to work, come on phone, we can do it. Where is it? Right, that app there, MPA. So you click onto that. When it wants to work, there it is there. Right, so it gives you the RPM, but it works off sound. So if I start talking, see the revs go up, so bang bang. So if I turn this on, alright, so if I turn this on, I don't know why it's running. So 21.6. So don't know what's going on there. Probably flat battery. Back again, phone wanted to do updates. That was the problem. Anyway, so what we do here is we'll turn it back on. And it goes by sound. So yeah, they're the things I've had over the years. One of them and that app is for free. So, if you want to run a motor in like that, you've got a variety of different things out there to check your RPM. For example, I was using this device. I had two cars exactly the same and it was 500 revs down. And what it was binding of the back axle. So, and, you got ones for the motor, ones for the back axle of the car. There's a variety of different things to check the RPM. Now, this thing's not for sale. This is just a one-off thing. There's other bits inside there to take. It's too much money to make, but it looks fancy. So we've still got the run-in stand for you, which has been it's been really good. I've been enjoying working with that. Funny thing about it, I built the damn thing, I haven't been using it, and then I used it one day and I go, this thing's actually good. So anyway, hopefully that will help you out in deciding what RPM machine you want. The app's good. Everything you see there, it all works fine. Just sometimes I just don't apply it. But, it doesn't come down to sometimes you can have a car that gets super quick, but it probably won't handle, or, the nut behind the wheel, nut behind the hand control can't handle the, working out how to drive in the corners. So anyway, I hope that hopefully helps you out on some of the stuff there. Anyway, all that you can buy. You can buy, except for that. You can buy this. You can buy what's inside there. It's pretty easy. That's just that car RPM tacker. The app on there is free. They're probably say $50. They're probably $30. The little thing there. Make sure the reflector, but you've got to make a little wheel up for it. And this thing, that was like $250 by the time I got it here. So, but I like this one as well. So it's just a test. Anyway, there's other things on the market coming out soon. Skull Auto's got stuff. You can look at their engine analyzers and revs. I know other businesses are building some type of dyno type thing out there. I don't know how much. I don't know when it's released. I've been hounding the person to, get around building it and, get it on the market. And but he hasn't got back to me yet. Hopefully it will turn up. Hopefully we'll get time to do it. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. This, Anyhow, gotta go. Hooroo. Till next time. Bye.